So I'm about to tell you guys 8 ways you can save money on your car insurance. And really, for you trolls out there, you get the benefit from this too. And I know you will be benefiting from it because you hang on to everything I say. Because you're listening. You're always listening. But you're going to get the chance to benefit from it too. This can be applied to anything, to anybody. Anybody can use this information. That's what I do. I give the information to the people. The information is for the people who want it. If you don't want it, you ain't got to listen. Go somewhere else. I don't know why the hell y'all be listening to me if you don't like me. I don't know why. I wouldn't listen to somebody I don't like. You know, I just wouldn't listen to him. When Donald Trump do press conferences, I don't listen to him. I don't listen to him at all. You know what I do? I go in the pantry and give me a bag of Cheetos. Now, I am going to give you guys the 8 ways that you can save money on your car insurance. See, there's questions, and these are 8 questions that car insurance companies are going to ask you, and they weigh whether or not, they weigh how they're going to tax you based on the answer you give. So it's important that you know how to respond to those questions that they ask. Here's the first one. Here's one of the first. Are you married? You know what you want to say? Yes. See, if you say no, or you say, oh man, I just got divorced, they're going to hit you up. Because see, in their mind, a 25-year-old is more responsible or just as responsible as a 50-year-old, a 25-year-old who's married. Think about it. The next question they're going to ask you, what do you do for a living? A good answer would be, I'm a librarian. I'm a librarian. I play the violin. Now, you don't really want to tell them that you're an entertainer. You don't want to tell them that you're an entertainer. You don't want to tell them that you're a boxer. You don't want to tell them that you're a longshoreman. You don't want them to know that you are in the military, a truck driver. They consider all of these type of professions risky. So tell them that tell them you do something that's simple, non-threatening, and real safe. Say something like that. Here's another question they're going to ask you. Do you have a roommate? You know why they want to know if you have a roommate? They want to know if that roommate going to drive your car. So tell them no. I got no roommate. I'm solo. I came here by myself. I'm going to get this insurance by myself. All right. The next question they're going to ask you, how many miles do you drive? This is a big one. You want to always tell them less than 7,500 miles, 7,500 miles or less. Because anything after that, they start taxing you real hard, especially if you drive over 15,000 miles a year. If you put more than 15,000 miles on your car a year, they're going to tax you. They're going to tax you. Now, that's why Allstate offer 15 to 20% discount if you drive under 7,500 miles every year. And also, if you drive more than 30,000 miles, if you drive more than 30 miles a day to and from work, they're going to tax you. Get under those, know what those numbers need to be. Know what those numbers are, so you can be in the safe area. Okay? One time, one of my cars, man, I think they asked me they asked me, how far do I drive? In fact, you can even say that you work from home, so you don't have to drive to and from work. There you go. Now you're at 0. But that's what I told them. I work from home. Yeah. So another question they're going to ask you, another big one they're going to ask you is, have you had any at-fault accidents? The last thing you want to tell them is, yeah, my last car, I totaled it out and almost killed myself, man. And I had some weed in the car, man. They tripped out with that one, man, you know. But, you know, I learned my lesson. And what you want to tell them? You want to tell them one. Yeah, I had. They're going to ask you, have you had any at-fault accidents in the last 3 years? They're going to say 5 years. And then you just say, yeah, one. I had one at-fault accident. Now, some of these insurance companies, they'll tax you. They're going to tax you for every accident you have. The first accident, they're going to hit you with a 10% tax. The next accident, second accident, they're going to hit you with a 20% tax. That third accident, they're going to hit you with a 50% increase in your policy. So you want to keep those accidents at a minimum. And also, they do know, they get a report when you have accidents and stuff. So really, one of the things you want to do when you have these little fender benders and stuff like that, man, don't report that stuff. I mean, if you can avoid it, don't report that kind of stuff, because that's still an accident in their mind, and they're going to tax you for it. All right? Let's see. Another question they're going to ask you is, have you made other damage claims other than an accident? Like damage claims, like, say for instance, you had a chip. Your window got chipped. Your windshield got chipped. You know, you had something happen with your radio, and you know, you put a claim on that. Little things, little knick-knack stuff. See, people like that, they feel like people that's got like people that are like chronic claimers, they don't want to insure people like that, so they're going to go up on you on that. And then they're going to eventually just drop you, you know, if you start doing stuff like that. So that little chump change stuff, man, try to keep that, go in your pocket and pay for that kind of stuff. You don't want that kind of stuff on your record. Let's see. Another question they're going to ask you is, do you own a radar? Now, this one is self-explanatory. They want to know if you own a radar, because they know if you got a radar, you're a fast driver. And fast drivers often end up in the hospital or the cemetery. So tell them no, absolutely not. I never. You don't need a radar these days anyway. Just get the Wave app, the Waze app, W-A-Z-E. That's a good app. I use it all the time. All right, so another question they're going to ask you is, how much coverage do you want? A bad answer is going to be, hey, just enough to get by. I just need just enough to be legal. That ain't what you want to say. Don't say that. Tell them you need enough coverage to cover your assets and pay for your family, to protect your family. Cover your assets and protect your family. That's all you got to tell them. And one other, they're going to ask you what your education level is. This is an extra. This is a bonus. They're going to ask you what your education level is. I know some of y'all see this stuff, and when you're filling out this, you be like, what the hell? You know, what grade that I finished school or how far I went to school got to do with driving? They consider people who are degreed to be more responsible. As you can see in the report, the what's the company name? What's the name of that company? Okay, it's on a different page. That's why I can't find it. What's the name of the company? Publica. So as you can see as you heard in the Publica report, white neighborhoods, predominantly white neighborhoods, and minority neighborhoods, the accidents rates are in a dead heat. They're the same. There's no difference. But they charging you extra because they can. And because those bastards are racist. Let's call it what it is. And it's discriminating because they can get over on people who aren't likely to just ask a bunch of questions. So it's time for the people. Just let me tell you something, man. Man, just because you're poor don't mean you should allow somebody to trample over your rights. Don't let nobody misuse you. I don't give a damn how much money they got. If you stick a knife in their ass, they're gonna bleed just like you bleed. If they go outside half-ass naked and it's cold out there, they're gonna come back in sneezing and run with a runny nose. And they're gonna be coughing in 2 or 3 days. And and when something happens to them, they get ill. If they have some type of chronic illness like cancer or something like that, man, they gonna get the business just like anybody else. You see rich people taking chemotherapy and on dialysis just like you see poor people. They be sitting in the chairs right next to each other or laying in the beds right next. Well, not necessarily rich and poor, but you get my drift. You know, you got a little bit more money, you step it up a little bit, you know, as far as the accommodations in the hospital and all that kind of stuff. But you catch my drift, man. So be diligent, man. Make sure you get everything coming to you and don't let nobody take advantage of you.